Well, hello everyone, my name is Billy B. Bundle. I'm here to talk about and spread the news of a newly established non-profit organization called TS. The goal of this organization is to research and find a cure to a highly known genetic disorder called Turner syndrome. And here with us is a dashing young fellow, the founding board member of TS, John J. Jacob. Thank you, Bob, for that amazing introduction. No problem, John. Now please tell the viewers what this genetic disorder is all about. Well, Bob, Turner syndrome is a very sad genetic disorder. Turner syndrome is caused by a missing or incomplete X chromosome. The X chromosome is one of the two sex-determining chromosomes in most animals. Each human has one pair of sex chromosomes. A female has two X chromosomes, and a male has one X and one Y. And when you're affected with Turner syndrome, you'll be shorter than normal and will have abnormal sexual characteristics. So why do people affected with Turner syndrome have abnormal sexual characteristics, and also why are they shorter than normal? Well, the thing is, there are multiple genes on the X chromosome, so when all those genes are gone, then there will be some side effects. There are two really important genes on the X chromosome that I will explain later. Okay, so back to your question. So the reason they are shorter and have abnormal sexual characteristics is because of the SHOX gene. This gene makes SHOX protein. This protein is very important for the growth of bones in the legs and in the arms. There is a copy of a SHOX gene on each of the sex chromosomes. As you know, there are two sex chromosomes. On the sex chromosome, there is an area called the pseudosomal region. As you know, Turner syndrome is caused by a missing or incomplete X chromosome. Therefore, most women with Turner syndrome only have one copy of the SHOX gene. Only one copy of the SHOX gene means only half the amount of protein is made. But as I told you, there are a lot more genes on the X chromosome, and since there is no more X chromosome, then there is going to be side effects. Okay, so the second most important gene is the Oise gene. This gene makes a protein called OSP. This protein is responsible for relaying signals from the surface of blood cells to the actin's cytoskeleton. If a person doesn't have this, then they are in big trouble. Wow, that's really interesting. So how does a person get Turner syndrome? Okay, now that is a good question. Turner syndrome is a genetic disorder, so it is passed down from your parents. If your mom has Turner syndrome and you're a girl, then you will most likely have it. Any daughter of a Turner syndrome affected mom will have Turner syndrome. That is really sad, man. So is this chromosome deletion, since there's no X chromosome and the genes in the X chromosome are not available? Looks like we got ourselves a genius. Yes, it is in fact chromosome deletion. This happens in Turner syndrome because there is supposed to be two X chromosomes for girls. But when chromosomal deletion happens, one of the two X chromosomes doesn't show up. So, are there any physical limitations with this condition? Also, what are the symptoms for this genetic disorder? Yes, in fact there is. People affected with Turner syndrome won't be able to have a normal life. Because of kidney defects and their short height, they won't be able to play in sports like normal people do. Also, since girls with Turner syndrome are sterile, they won't be able to have biological children. People with this syndrome will have a much harder time finding jobs as adults, because some jobs discriminate against hiring people with physical and health issues. And the symptoms are wide or web-like necks, small lower jaws, low set ears, drooping eyelids, hairline at the back of the head, short fingers and toes, delayed growth, fingernails turned upward, and the sensitivity to noise. Now that is sad, man. But they at least get to live to be as old as normal people do, right? Yes, that's right. That's good. Is there any treatments for this disease? Well, there isn't a cure for it. That is why we made this organization called TS, so we can try to find a cure for Turner syndrome. But there are some treatments like taking growth hormones to get taller and taking estrogen therapy to help trigger the growth of sexual characteristics. Also, women with Turner syndrome are wishing to become pregnant can consider using a donor egg. And no, you can't prevent it from happening. So, can you show me your organization's logo, please? Well, of course you can. Here it is. I designed it myself. Wow, that looks really good. Thank you very much. I especially love what you did there with the S. It wraps around the T, it's so cool. Thanks again. The T and the S in your logo stands for Turner syndrome, right? Yes. Yes, it does. Wow, this is great information. Do you have any more information that you would like to share with us? Because I'm out of questions. Actually, I do have some extra information. Thanks for asking. Did you know that 1 in 2,500 females are affected with Turner syndrome? It affects 60,000 females in the United States. And also, there are only a few cases in the world of males having Turner syndrome, since chromosomes have it. Also, did you know that not that many people with Turner syndrome can have children? In 75 to 80% of cases, the single X chromosome comes from the mother's egg. The father's sperm that fertilizes the egg is missing its sex chromosome. Wow, that was 5 pieces of extra information. That is awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good night. The founding organization member of this organization is John J. Jacob. Turner syndrome is the name, finding a cure is our game. We are a non-profitable organization that wants to find the cure to Turner syndrome. Contact us at 678-249-4235. Again, 678-249-4235. Or email us at turnersyndrome@ts.com. Check out our website at www.turnersyndromecure.com.